Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading for Cancer. This is a finance reading. Today is the 25th of August, but whenever it falls into your feed is whenever it is likely to be relevant for yourself. If you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody that needs to hear it. Now do remember, as this is a collective reading, it will not resonate for everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in it for yourself, then please check your other placements. You may find a message in there for you. If you do want to hear more from me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And if you press that notification bell, it will let you know whenever I do post new content. Right, let's get into this. Now, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply a message from Spirit to let you know how you could potentially improve your financial situation, help improve it. So let's get some cards. Wow, you've got all major arcanas out. That's pretty impressive, to be fair. Right, so the overall... Just checking it's a king or a queen. It's definitely king. King. Tiny little crowns on them that are a little bit confusing. Right, so your overall energy then. We've got a King of Pentacles. Now that's in the reverse. That is telling me that you don't... There's King. Say the king and then look at the picture and there's a woman sitting on the floor. It's not, it's the queen. It's the queen. It's the Queen of Pentacles. So currently money is a bit of an issue. You don't feel particularly stable. You are very much worried about your money at the moment. You are very worried that things are not going to improve. You may be... You just don't feel very abundant at the moment. You feel like things are not going your way and that you're just not getting what you need to. Now, we do have a Chariot in the reverse as your current position. So this is telling me that you currently hesitate quite a lot. You second guess. You don't know whether you're on the right path or not. You are very much... Again, feeling out of it. You don't feel like you're doing anything right. You're not sure if you're doing things right. Let's get some clarification of that Chariot. Okay, so we've got the Hermit in the reverse. We have a Four of Cups in the upright. And we have a Hangman that came out to the side. So clarifying that Chariot then. The Hermit, again, is not deciding on things. When he's in the upright, he's very much deciding on investments, trying to make sure he's doing things for in the long term. But when it's in the reverse, he's not doing anything. He's not making those decisions, which all goes along with that Chariot in the reverse. It's very much you don't know what to invest in. You don't know what decisions to make. You're feeling a little bit stuck at the moment. The Four of Cups is telling me that you do feel financial loss. You fear that it's going to make you lonely if you don't have money. And you are trying to remember what is important to you, but that fear is kind of overwhelming you a little bit. So you're not really doing anything because you're scared that if you do take the wrong step, you're going to end up losing money. And with you already feeling like you don't have any over here, then obviously that is causing you some major issues. That Hangman coming out to the side is saying that you do find budgeting a bit of a challenge. So potentially you are trying to thrift as much as you can. Maybe you are very much not somebody that likes to reuse other things. Maybe you're not a big fan of secondhand. You might be somebody that likes to have everything new, but you could also very much be somebody that is, there's not much more secondhand you can have. You might have everything that's secondhand and fall into pieces, and you're just trying your best to work with what you've got because you can't afford to get anything else, even anything that's secondhand again. So it's very much that you are struggling with trying to keep on top of everything, and I think because you're feeling like you don't have anything and you're scared of losing more, it's just got you feeling even more stuck than normal. Now, we have a Hierophant in your blockage. Now, that Hierophant is very much telling me that you are not currently managing your resources. This Hierophant's in the reverse. You don't look at what you've already got. You don't check where you could save money. You just leave it. You're not doing anything to maximise the money that you've already got. Let's get some clarification on that. So it could be that you are not particularly great with budgets. It could be that you are not particularly great with finances in general. It could be that you find them an absolute chore and hate having to look over your finances. It could be that you don't know where to start to try and improve your finances. One more card, thank you. Okay, so we've got a King of Wands that come out to the side. We have a Two of Wands that come out to the side. And we have a Page of Swords in the reverse. To clarify that Hierophant. So the King of Wands then. Now, that King of Wands is very much telling me that you are lacking in some financial wisdom. So you might need to go and learn some things. You could find that finances are very challenging for you. Now, when the king is in the upright, he normally says that, his finances are amazing and he's there to help others, and, he can pass on a lot of knowledge. This is telling me that you find that extremely challenging. Your knowledge of finances and how to improve things could be very limited, and you may find it really hard to deal with. Now, that Two of Wands is also telling me that you find it quite challenging to look at what it is that you want at the end of things. So maybe you don't set yourself any goals or any kind of objectives on where you want to go, what you want to do. It could very well be that you don't know how to look for the future and save for the future. You don't know what it is that you actually want to do for the future. That is something that you could potentially be struggling with. Maybe the concept of the future itself could be something that you struggle with. I know there's a lot of people that only live for today and they don't, look at the future as they should, or as they could. And it makes it hard for them to plan and put money up for the future because they're too busy dealing with today. And it could very well be that you might be in that position as well. So it could be very much because you don't feel like you've got anything, you're not able to save for the future because you're too busy trying to make sure that your day-to-day life runs fine. That Page of Swords is telling me that you don't even look to see if there's any ways that you can improve your finances. Again, I've got a feeling that that is to do with this King of Wands and you not having that financial knowledge that you need to back it up. So all of this is coming down to, managing those resources and looking after it. It's very much that this is something major that you need to potentially look into. If it's something where you don't have the financial knowledge yourself, it might be that you need to get somebody with some financial knowledge There's a lot of online resources, charities that are available that may be able to help you do budgets and things like that online. You know, a lot of them don't ask you for your details. Some of them have just got like online budget things where you just fill something in with how much you spend. They don't even ask you for an email, and they give you an overall budget rundown, and then you can look at it and see where could you cut money out. Or it could be something as simple as looking through your bank statement, seeing what subscriptions you've got that you haven't used for ages. Or I'm saying in one of my other readings, something that I did was I went through my bank statements and realised I signed up to about 4 or 5 different subscription services, like Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime, Crunchyroll. I think there was a couple of others in there as well that I was paying for, but we didn't watch all of them all at once. So what was the point? And it wasn't even like I was going for the basic subscriptions. I was getting the ones that you could watch on 2, 3, 4 different devices at a time, which we definitely weren't doing, So it's very much of, I cancelled all of them. We get one and then we swap it every couple of months, so you can binge watch whatever's on there and then swap it over. And you'd be surprised at how much money that saves every month just from doing something as small as that. It could be something where you don't even shop around for your utilities. Maybe you think that once you've locked yourself into a deal, that's it, you can't get anything better anywhere else, or you don't know how to swap different utilities, companies and things like that. But there's a lot of different organisations out there that are very helpful. You'll probably find that you can find a lot of different people that give advice as well online. In the UK we've got the money saving expert. He's all over the telly as well, but there's different people that are on Instagram and YouTube. Obviously, just make sure that if you do look at any of those, that you have a proper look at them and see whether or not they are any good. Some of them obviously are going to be better than others. You'll be able to tell what sort of advice they've got if they're not trying to sell you things, But yeah, just have a look out there. It might be something where you may have to go and speak with people if you've not using, if you don't like using the internet for certain things. There's going to be lots of charities around. You probably find it even if you go to your local church or your local religious areas, that they'll always have somebody there that can help as well, or they'll know people that can help. Now, in what we've got going into that blockage, so a core belief of yours, we do have this. It's a star card. So, yeah, this is telling me that you believe that you achieve success by looking at the most successful people you know, and that you feel that if you emulate them, then you'll get a lot of success. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're relying on too many other people to find out what that success is. So you could be looking at other people, not necessarily paying attention to how they're doing things, but just trying to copy them, but not learning the theory behind it. So that could be why your knowledge is lacking slightly. You might only be doing things halfway and not all the way. You might be looking at people's success, and as silly as it sounds, you could just be getting really jealous over them and thinking, well, why can't I have that? But you don't know what necessarily they've put into getting that success. Now we have a Knight of Cups in the reverse. We have an 8 of Swords come out to the side, and we have a 3 of Wands coming out to the side to clarify that star card. So the Knight of Cups then is telling me that you're not currently making decisions from your head. So you're very much an emotional decision maker. The 8 of Swords is telling me very much that, again, examining funds and where you can free them up is something that is extremely difficult for you. And the 3 of Wands is telling me that you don't make any investments, whether it's time, money, energy, you find it an absolute struggle to make investments into things. So again, it's very much, you want to be successful like other people. You've got the urge and the want of it, but you're not looking at it. You're not necessarily learning how to do it. You just want it. It's great to want something, but if you don't get the knowledge and learn from behind it, if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not investing your time into learning about it, you're not going to get it. You need to learn about it as well. So you need to learn what they've done. So by all means, you know, see people and you think, I want to be like them, I want to have that success, but you've got to find out how they got that success, not just expect it to happen. You need to find out, what did they actually do to get that success? What steps did they take? You know, because most people don't just get overnight success. They have to take steps towards it. So whether it is, you know, maybe you're looking at people that are famous on the telly, you want to be a famous actor. You know, how many years of school did they have to put in? How many years of studying? How many interviews did they have to go through to get where they are? Was there any other requirements they had to go through? You know, it's not all, it's not like the X Factor. Yes, some of those people on the X Factor, great, they get those contracts, but what does it say in those contracts? How many years do they have to work for them? How many years of tours and how many different things do they have to chuck out? You know, it's not all out in the open. You can't see everything that goes on. You can see, what people let you see. You don't see everything that's going on in the background. So this is suggesting that you need to actually take some time and invest in what's going on in the background. You also need to look at your own money, your own finances, and you need to learn about that as well, so that you can learn to budget and free up your own money. You need to start using your head more instead of being an emotional spender. Now, what you can do to help yourself, we have the Temperance card. That Temperance card is very much telling me that you need to, or you can transform how you obtain money and how you work by adapting to the needs and goals of others, which here, absolutely great. You're looking at other people already on how they're successful, but what you need to do is look at what their needs and goals were. So not just, like I say, doing the whole thing of, they're successful, I want it. You know, they're a manager, I want to be a manager. How do you become a manager? How did they become a manager? You know, did they have to go through different training programs? Did they have to go through courses? Was there any particular thing that they have to show? You know, and it's making sure that you've got those skills and investing the time into yourself in order to gain those skills and the knowledge that you need to move forward. So very much by, you know, looking at the needs and goals of others, but you also need to consider what your needs and goals are as well. So if it's something where you've got no idea where to start and you can see somebody's already got something you want and you want to get it as well, then it's very much of, how did they do it? What were their goals? What were their objectives? You know, how did they do it step by step? And potentially emulating that and copying them. We'll get 2 more cards for clarification, please, Spirit. So we've got a 5 of Swords, we've got a 2 of Pentacles and a 4 of Swords that both came out to the side. So that 5 of Swords then is saying, don't let other people influence your overspending. So by all means, look at others and see what their goals and needs are, but don't let them make you overspend. Okay, still keep it within what you can afford, not looking at not overspending, because at the end of the day, you're the person that has got to put that money back. The Four of Swords is telling me that you need to invest in yourself. Okay, very much like this Three of Wands, the Four of Swords is telling me that you need to invest in yourself, whether that is time, whether that is money. I've got a feeling that's very much time and learning, so that you can learn about how people have got where they need to, and put that time in, so that you can then get that success. Now, you could find that quite challenging, but it is something that you do need to do. It is very much, it could be that maybe, like I say, your financial knowledge is lacking a little bit, so you might need to do a bit of background research. And then we do have this Two of Pentacles that is saying, you know, try and avoid debts that are difficult to pay, be prudent with that. So obviously you are going to be looking at somebody's success, where this is saying avoid overspending, you know, be prudent. There are other options out there. Obviously, if you're looking at somebody that's already got what you want and their goals and things are, you know, you're going to be going for theirs. Obviously, if they had a lot of money to back them up to start with, you're not going to have the same kind of financial backing. So working out how you could do things on a cheaper scale so you don't get yourself into the debt is obviously something that you're going to need to be looking into as well. So it's going to be more investing time into yourself, investing into researching, investing into discovering things. It could even be that you may need to put yourself out there and try and get people to invest into you as well. Now, if you do manage to get all of this done, if you'd manage to emulate them and not get yourself into a load of debt, we do have this Hangman as your outcome. So that Hangman then is telling me that, again, you can turn a difficult situation into a really profitable one, but you do need to thrift and you do need to manage your funds. So he's there saying that you find that really challenging. He's here saying that you can turn it all around, and you know, as long as you look after your money, as long as you are thrifting and you are doing what you can, then you can have success. So you'll be able to emulate other people and you'll have success with it, but you need to be being careful, you need to be budgeting, you need to be doing it within your own means. Okay, so we've got a Five of Pentacles in the upright, a Seven of Wands and an Ace of Swords coming out to the side. So that Five of Pentacles, again, is telling you to examine money issues. Now, it's also telling you to look at your parents' finances as well. There could be certain things that you could learn from your parents. It could very well be that it might be very difficult to learn from your parents. I know my parents are very closed off when it comes to money and will not discuss things at all. It is one of the hardest things in the world to get them to discuss. But it is very much of, you know, there might be something out there that you can learn from your parents. The Seven of Wands is telling me that you need to look at what you're spending money on, because there's something out there that is draining your finances, and it's very much that there are monies that you can save. Again, this is all to do with the thrifting as well. And then this Ace of Swords is telling me that you can have success, but you need to make sure that you are choosing your path wisely. So there is a lot of success here for you. It is just that you do need to put in the time and the effort into educating yourself with regards to your finances and how to budget from the look of it. And also working out how it is to get what you want, but to do it within your means. Right, let's get you an Angel of Abundance card as well. See if there's any more messages that Spirit would like to convey. So power of prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resource, love and answers are awaiting your prayer. Be sure to act upon your divine guidance. God gives to you in response to your prayers. Right, well, I hope that has helped some of you. Just wanting to point this one out as well. Successful funding. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships and other investments are available to help you. Okay, so that's on the bottom of the deck. So where I was saying earlier about potentially getting people to invest into you, you know, that, yeah, crowdfunding, partnerships and other investments. So don't get yourself into a load of debt. There are other financial options that are out there available for you, okay? Right, well, I hope that has given you some ideas on what you need to do to improve your finances. Good luck, and thank you for joining me.